Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about how you can apply to Portugal. Portugal is the right country for you to study, and obviously I'm going to share with you my experience of studying here so far, my experience of studying at the Nova School of Business and Economics, which is an amazing university, and you wouldn't believe how amazing it is unless you come to this campus. And for you, I have a brief video a short video showing you around the campus a little bit, so you can get an idea of what you're signing up for if you choose to apply, of course. One more reason to choose Nova is this campus is newly built. So Nova is a university. It used to be a whole university. So it used to have medical, it used to have art, it used to have history and business in one place at first. But now this campus is really new. It's only 4 years old, and you have every facility you can ever think of. There's a gym built into the university, there's a supermarket built into the university, and we also have the hospitality center built into it. So you have a restaurant, you have a bar in the university, which is amazing. And usually people here are very laid back in the sense, after you finish your classes, you can just go grab a beer, walk to the beach, which is hardly 2 minutes walk, and just relax, because to be honest, academics over here is really difficult. When I first applied to the finance program, I didn't know better, but now I realize why is it called MSc in finance and not just a master's in finance. Courses are really technical. They get into the math of it. It's not just theoretical subjects. They get really practical about it. They give you real life examples, they give you real life case studies, and there's a lot of happened in the job market due to COVID and the lockdowns and everything. I considered doing a master's abroad because after the bachelor's, there's not a lot of opportunities you can do in India if you're not from the IIT, because you know how saturated the job market over there is. And because I was looking for multiple destinations that could be alternatives for studying outside of India. But then again, if you look to the US, it's really expensive, and the visa situation is really messed up, and you don't know if you get a chance to stay at the country after you complete your degree. And the thing about UK is it's also really expensive, and then again they also have issues with visa. So usually people directly go to Germany because the education over there is really it's free, and the job market is really good. But then again, the universities are really competitive. You have to have a really good GMAT, and also you need to be really good in German. You need to learn German beforehand in order to get into a university, and then go ahead with it. And most of the destinations I saw, Portugal was one of the best that I could come across. And Nova School of Business and Economics specifically, I chose this because obviously the high ranking, it's ranked number 9 in the entire continent of Europe and number 11 in the entire world in terms of for the course in MSc Finance. And one more reason that I chose Nova is because I got 100% scholarship, and in a later video I'm gonna tell you how you can also apply for the scholarship and maybe get it as well. How is Portugal as a study destination? So first of all, Portugal is an amazing place. My campus is right by the beach. When you're taking classes, you can directly look to the beach. The view is amazing. First of all, the professors are amazing, the people are amazing, the food is amazing, and I live 20 minutes away from Lisbon, which I can go to anytime, and it's a beautiful city. So far there are no complaints, and I know usually when people look to Portugal as a study destination, they really think about the low wages compared to the other parts of Europe. But I can tell you this for sure, you spend less money compared to other places as well. One thing that I like about this place is Portugal is really affordable compared to the other countries where you have to spend easily 800-900 euros in rent compared to Portugal. And on top of it, studying here, it doesn't cost you a fortune. If you go to the US, if you go to the UK, tuition fees are easily one of the highest in the entire. Then you don't exactly get a permit to stay there, and there's a lot of uncertainties involved with you staying back, and especially when you're spending that much money, you would kind of want some sort of guarantee. But compared to that, Portugal is relatively straightforward. Once you apply for your visa, you get your visa quickly within a month. You apply for your resident permit, you get it quickly within a month, and then you can work here as long as you have it. And then you can also apply for extension. These processes I'm definitely going to talk about in a future video explaining it, because these are like really broad topics. So I'm going to explain it to you in a future video. In the meantime, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be putting the links in the description. When you start your course here, first of all, attendance is not mandatory. And you can choose, there are some mandatory courses. Obviously, if you're doing masters in finance, there will be some courses in finance that you need to do. But yeah, besides those, most of your courses you can customize, you can learn whatever you want. So if you really want to go towards a quantitative side of finance, there's courses like FSA, which is the financial statement analysis, hedge funds, and some other technical courses that involve and rely heavily on Excel work. So right now, although I'm doing my master's in finance, but there are several other courses in this university. Obviously, this is a business school, and this is very focused on business activities. So you have different courses such as masters in management, masters in finance, masters in impact entrepreneurship, and also there's a lot of bachelor courses as well for you, which you can apply. The tuition fees usually rank from 8,000 euros per year for masters up to 14,000 euros per year. But the amazing thing is, if you're from an economic disadvantaged country and you have an economic disadvantaged background where you can prove that your parental income is less than a certain amount, then you get the scholarship straight up, no questions asked. You just have to upload your income tax files of your parents, of course, and that's how you get the scholarship. Our university over here is really diverse. We have 75% international students, and the university is looking to increase their international diversity. So if you're from outside of Europe, you actually have a higher chance of getting in. If you see yourself in the future as an asset manager or working at a hedge fund, this is one of the best universities you can ever think of. By the way, this is the number one university in Portugal. And yeah, of course, you can see I'm working for the Portfolio Management Club as well. They're a student-run portfolio club, and this has been one of the best clubs I've ever think.
These super many companies, and that can take you abroad as well. You don't have to stay in Portugal. It can take you elsewhere in Europe.
When you're in Portugal, you also have access to every country in Europe. Once you're here, and once you get your resident permit, in a future video I'll talk about visas and resident permit as well if you're interested. Once you have your resident permit, you have access to the entirety of Europe, and the thing is, the flight costs are so cheap, you can just go anytime you want. And on top of that, because this is the best university in Portugal, there's a lot of international companies coming to our campus. Companies from Luxembourg, companies from Germany, companies from Spain, companies from France, and companies from UK, which is a really good market because they really look to diversify their employees. So they try to hire from every different geography that's available. And besides just companies coming here, so obviously companies come here every week. You would have at least 5 to 6 companies coming here. Usually it happens on Thursdays when not a lot of classes are scheduled, so people have the time to actually go and interact with these companies. Besides that, we have guest lecturers, we have people coming, we have industry experts that work in Portugal, that work in other parts of Europe, that come and give you an idea of what is it like working with them. You have a lot of hackathons, a lot of management competitions where you go and where the company gives you an actual problem they're trying to solve, and they send you actual employees from the companies with whom you collaborate with and try to solve it. And on bonus, it's free to enter, but if you win, everyone gets a lot of prize money for it, and you get invited to the company headquarters. You get a tour for it, and on top of that, if you really vibe with the company employees, you might even get an internship, you might even get a full-time positions. I've known so many people who have made amazing connections, who have made amazing careers out of this. And I feel if this is something you're really interested in, working in a business case, helping companies solve problems, I think this is an amazing opportunity for you, and you guys should definitely take it. Attendance is not mandatory, and the professors are really laid back. By that, what I mean is they're not just people who just got their PhDs or some diploma in education and then they started teaching. They are professionals with a lot of industry experience, with a lot of teaching experience, and when they teach in class, you can see their passion, in the way they speak, in the way they teach you. You can just see it, because see, over here attendance is not mandatory, but the thing is, every day I go to class, the class, they're there's not even a single seat empty, because people know if you don't come to the class, you're gonna miss out. Like you don't come to one class, you're going to be lost. And also, the professors are really interesting. Like once you start hearing them speak, you'd kind of want to keep coming, because like if you actually sign up for a course, let's say masters in finance, I'm really expecting you have some interest in finance. And like when you see someone really talking passionately about the subject that you're interested in, you would be really engaged. The grades, the thing is about passing grades and all. So usually in Portugal, like they give you a mark out of 20. So that's like 20 is the highest, and 10 is like the fail. Like you have to get more than 10 in order to pass. Passing here is really not difficult, but like getting a good mark is really difficult because the average is somewhere around 16. But if you really put your work into it, I think you can do it. Besides academics and all that, there are also student clubs, a lot of student clubs. So obviously this is one. I'm just coming back to it, but there are clubs for everything you can think about. Although this is a business school, it has clubs for a lot of things. There's the club for blockchain, there's a club for gaming, there's a club for football, there's a club for food, there's a club for Asia, like anything you can think about. And it's really inclusive. Like you won't come here feeling like, okay, you're the only one from your background, because there's so many people that you haven't met yet, which are from like maybe other nationalities and even from other parts of your own country, and they will give you an amazing experience so far. And also there is the Nova Student Union, so they're responsible for holding and organizing a lot of events on our campus. So usually they hold a lot of parties. As you know, like this is Lisbon, and like the nightlife over here is pretty nice. Our clubs, like the student union, they organize a lot of parties exclusive to students. Besides parties and all that, they also host a lot of events. For the World Cup, we had made a stadium outside of our university, and we watched like football in that, in a big theater. In the first week when you arrive here, there's a lot of introduction activities going on, so you get to know your peers better. And in the first, like that day, the entire university is turned into a sort of party place, because there's music, there's beer, and there's people, and there's music. There's music once again. So like obviously there's gonna be dance. Yeah. Alright, so if you think this content was really helpful, or this is something you would like to continue watching, maybe pursue your education in Portugal, please like and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment if you have any questions. Reach out to my profile. I'll drop my LinkedIn in the bio. And yeah, peace out, and hope to see you in Nova soon.